Dina, her opinion is probably the most important opinion on this show, more than Grant's opinion. I think Dina's opinion.
Sorry, I laughed while I was drinking water. I choked. Oh my god.
You good?
Yeah, it was so true though.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching this episode of BachMakers. Make sure to
like,
comment,
and subscribe.
Thanks for watching. Keep watching. Hello everyone, welcome back to BachMakers presented by Good Time Media. I am Wyatt, that is Michael, and today we are all going a little crazy and evil because what an episode we just had.
Yeah, I mean, last episode of this season, it was pretty good.
Stop. We're not doing
Oh no, we're not doing this?
No, we're not.
Oh, why? It's been in the Carolina show the whole time.
We're not. We're not doing this. Anyways, week 5 of The Bachelor. We have 4 women remaining. We opened today with 7. We are down to 4. We move over to Scotland, Edinburgh to be exact. And I want to give a quick shout out before anything else in this episode. Quick shout out to whoever is editing the destination openings. Last week, fire. This week, fire. It feels almost out of place for this episode, or for this, not for this episode, for this show. It's a weird editing we have not seen before, but I like it. It's like a Zoe 101 entrance. I said that last time with like the slide transitions across. It looks cool, and whoever that is deserves a raise, and I appreciate you.
Yeah, shout out the producers, but not for everything.
Editors. Different group.
Is that a different group?
Okay. Yeah. Welcome to show business, baby. Different group.
What are the other groups? Okay, never mind.
Executive producers, cast, editors. Okay. I don't know who else. Directors. Anyways, this episode opens up. We get to Scotland. Jesse gets his golf in with Grant finally. I'm glad he got his golf in. I was worried that Grant wasn't a golfer.
A rainy round.
Yeah, I think there was only one hole. I think they played one hole.
They didn't show his swing.
Grant's?
Yeah, they didn't, right? Did they only show right after? We saw right after.
We
didn't
saw
see the actual swing.
We saw one chip shot from him. Like he was just off the green. He's trying to go up and in, and it was decent. Swing wasn't great. I don't think Grant's a golfer by any means, which who am I to judge? I'm not much of a golfer myself.
Yeah.
So I can't really say much there. But yeah, what do we think about this episode? So overall vibes before we get into the specifics.
Overall vibes of the episode, it was good, right? It was a lot of drama, right? But also a lot of emotional connection and a lot of good, meaningful conversations in the 2 one-on-ones and even a little bit in the group date. We got some extracurricular drama like we seem to always get. But I don't know. I think it was pretty good. A good Grant episode too. I think he handled things relatively well. I guess we can kind of talk. Maybe he did a little sprinkling of leading on and everything. But I'm sure we can get to that later.
Yes, I think overall good Grant episode, and in terms that he will understand, I will buy stock into Grant right now. I will buy low because people, and us included, haven't been maybe giving him the fairest of chances. And so maybe that's on us. But I think he had moments. He wasn't 100% across the board. He's not batting 1,000 tonight. But he had moments in this episode where I saw probably what the producers saw, where they're like, this could be our Bachelor, and this is why he's our lead. There were moments there. And so, Grant, good job. I'm buying stock. I'll hear you out on a lot of things. You set us up poorly at the beginning of the season, dropping a song 24 hours before, but you're slowly crawling your way back into our hearts, and I can appreciate the effort. So good job, Grant. We'll tip the cap. Let's start with Juliana. Juliana gets the first one-on-one date. They do announce that there's no roses handed out on these dates, which I like for hometowns. I like leaving hometowns. That rose is more important. I don't want to, because you don't want to just give out 1 rose or 2 roses at that rose ceremony. Make it a little more suspenseful. Juliana gets their version of the pretty woman date with the dresses. She doesn't get a ton of dresses, but they just try on stuff. They go to a castle, do the helicopter. So like I said last week, she's a little quieter. She's not really saying much to Caroline after this because she got a fancy date too, which fair. But the other thing I want to mention, they had the violin version of I don't know the exact name of the song. I think it's I'm Gonna Be. It's like, when I wake up, and I know what I'm gonna
Oh
be. I'm gonna
yes, I
be the
recognize.
man who
Yeah,
ain't there next to you.
I
And I
recognize that
will
song.
walk
Five
500
hundred
miles and
miles.
yeah, that violin version, fire. Fire.
Yeah,
Love that.
yeah,
And then they talk about tattoos. Juliana opens up about someone close to her dealing with addiction.
yeah.
They do the whole lone wolf montage tattoo.
Did I tell you I have a tattoo?
Did I mention?
It's like
Did I mention? Let me.
anybody that has a tattoo, like, oh wait, did I tell you I have a tattoo? Let me tell you the meaning
Oh
behind
wait,
it.
that reminds me of the one tattoo that I have right here. But no,
I
it was
mean,
good. What do you
yeah,
think about Juliana here?
yeah. I mean, I guess the first thought I had about the date, when they're on opposite sides and the people are dancing and they were just standing there, that's got to be really awkward in their shoes. They just have a bunch of paid actors just doing little dances and then they're just like slowly walking towards each other down the aisle. And then, then Grant hit him with even though there's so many people, I felt like it was just us in there.
Mm-hmm.
Nice, Grant. Nice.
Good.
That was smooth. Smooth. But it was a good date. They got pretty deep. They always seem to have pretty good banter back and forth. Like seem to be on the same like level emotionally. I think they're both kind of there into it. They seem to have fun together. So I mean, I don't know. They seem good together. They're cute. They're a hot couple. Hot couple. Confirmed hot.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Very much. I would say this isn't an issue with Juliana, but it's more of a wake up call. Juliana needs to remember that she is the prize in this situation. She is the
yeah,
one that is who should be being fawned over, who should be being praised because Juliana rocks.
yeah,
She's gorgeous. She's awesome. She's incredible. And I think it's too much of Juliana thinks Grant is the prize. And I think Grant
yeah,
would agree with us. I think Grant knows, hey, this woman's incredible. I better not screw this up. And I don't think that's a knock on Grant. I think any guy's dream is to be dating someone out of their league. Juliana's out of Grant's league. And I don't think that's an insult towards Grant. I think it's just more of propping up Juliana. And Juliana needs to have that mindset. She's the prize. She is the one who is won at the end of this. Not she wins. She is won. Is that making sense?
yeah. No, I mean,
Grammatically?
yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I kind of got on her 2 weeks ago. I think maybe it was last episode. I can't remember. I mean, this season's been like
Mm-hmm.
2 weeks long, pretty much. But I kind of got on her for being a little pick me. Being a little like, oh, pick me, Grant, pick me. And this episode, a little bit of it, but I guess kind of deserved because she had the fairy tale one on one. But I don't really see that as much anymore. It seems a little bit coming back to that level of like I feel like Juliana was trying so hard, and Grant was kind of just there. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like they're definitely getting closer to that level of togetherness.
Yeah, I feels like Juliana is all in at this point.
Oh
There's
yeah,
no
100%.
she's the most
She was
all
all
in.
in before
Yeah.
her one on one.
Even
Like
last week, she like the whole drama with Carolina is because almost Carolina wasn't as all in as Juliana was. She was like, if I'm all in and you got a one-on-one date, you should be all in. So it'll be interesting to see how they finish out. But overall, solid date. She needed that. They deserve that. Group date. This is where things start to heat up. They turn the drama dial up a little bit. Where do you want to start? Because I know Carolina is your girl. I will not intrude on that space. Where do you want to start with this date?
Um, I guess my first thought about like these type of group dates so late into the season makes zero sense. The whole like let's have fun and like throw a giant stick and watch people do some Irish jig dancing or Scottish jig dancing and some kilts and let's put on some kilts and like try different Scottish food. Like, come on, hometowns is next week.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't think of better group ideas where it's not like a one on one, but still you're spending a lot of time with each of these ladies and it's meaningful. It just doesn't, that didn't seem like a group date to have with 2 weeks before proposal. Damn near,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Seriously.
So, like, that's just, That was my first thought about it, and then we can get into the drama about it all.
Yeah. So Carolina admittedly does a little pouty face,
Yeah,
pouty
yeah.
fest. She did have an incredible her little sassy, sad dance was really funny because she's like still trying to look good, but
Mhm.
she wants everyone to know she's sad, but she still does a little dance jig in a circle thing.
Yeah,
That was very funny.
musical chairs.
Yeah, and then she oh yeah,
You've got the name musical chairs.
it was musical chair. I forgot what they were doing. I just remember they were doing like a circle.
You forgot the name of
I
musical
didn't know that was
chairs.
a
Yeah,
game.
but they're playing musical chairs on a group date the week before hometowns. Can we like relax, people? Like they're supposed to be on. He's supposed to be on a knee in 2 weeks.
Yeah, can we take
And
this
they're playing
seriously?
musical chairs. What's that gonna do? What is that gonna do? He's just standing there watching too. He's not even playing with them. Come on, come on,
As
ABC.
Carolina then sits off to the side and really makes it known she's not having a good time. So Grant does what the lead should do
Yeah,
and
good
go
guy.
talk to her
Yeah,
and
Grant.
takes her very far away from everybody else. Um,
Producers.
probably. But then they have a strange conversation, which it felt like Carolina was almost close to leaving. It felt like to me, Carolina was doing what Zoe should have done in that situation. So at this point, Zoe knew that she didn't have a one-on-one date. She knew that
Yeah.
Latia had the second one. So Zoe in her mind was like, what am I doing here? I should go home. Now I was proven wrong later in this episode with the rose ceremony. But anyways, so at this point, Zoe's like, I don't have a one-on-one date. I'm probably going home. I thought Zoe was gonna pull the whole I'm gonna quit before you fire me move, but it looked like
Yeah.
Carolina
Look at
was
the Bachelor Reddit.
yeah, Carolina was trying to do that. Carolina almost was inching towards like, I'm just gonna leave. You don't want me here. I'm gonna go. But in my mind, at that point in the episode, I was like, I don't think Grant's thinking that at all. I thought Grant was for sure keeping Carolina. So Carolina was almost like looking for a way out at that point. It was a weird conversation that I think Grant handled very well.
He handled it very well. I'll give you that. In a moment, he handled it very well. Looking back on it now, after seeing what everything happened, I don't think it was handled that well.
It's
Is that he just gave her validation. She was pretty much on the brink of leaving. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Like that conversation was like I'm kind of needing some validation here. And he could have sent her home right then and there. He could have. And hindsight 2020, should he have? Maybe. Right? Maybe. That conversation was the most real conversation I think we've had through any one-on-one and through any group date. Yeah, maybe. Oh, there's a little bias, Michael. You like Carolina. There's some bias.
Michael the
Yeah,
Glazer, Mikey Glazer.
Mikey Glazer was full out today, obviously, but I mean, it was real, and that was like, man, it was just so. It was two genuine people, I think, just going at it, and it was so awesome to see. He was like, "I want to see you smile," and then she smiled and then made a little cute face, which was so funny. And I was like, "Wow!"
He
Like
was
that
in a
was
kilt,
validation.
Michael. He was in a kilt.
People can look good in the kilt.
was
Case in point, enter your photo right here.
Don't
That's
make me do more editing. Now I gotta add this.
No, you don't have to add.
I'm
You
gonna
don't
add
have
it.
to
I'm gonna
add
add
that.
it. I'm gonna add it. I'm gonna add it now.
I
Thanks.
totally pointed the wrong way too, like that.
Anyways,
Um,
it was hilarious that he was in a kilt this entire conversation. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Grant handled this well. I thought, hindsight, sending Carolina home after that conversation, a little crazy because he does do a lot of reassuring, maybe not knowing what he's gonna do later. I think that's
Yeah.
it. I think Grant does not think past like the next 5 minutes. So when he's talking to these girls and reassuring and saying to Latia later, like, this is probably my wife. Like he literally was very close to saying that. I don't think he thinks long term. He's just thinking in the moment. And we see that in the preview where he's like, oh shit, I thought I knew what I was going to do, but maybe I don't. I don't think he has that long term part figured out. And I think that's why he runs into issues where he's reassuring all these girls and giving them validation and then sends them home anyways.
Yeah, and he did that in his little conversations with Zoe and Serafina at the cocktail party of that group
Mhm.
date. Like, kind of gave them little validations, like "I like you" and stuff like that. I'm like, that's. I mean, we knew this was coming too. He did it with Parisa the night he sent her home. He kissed her. He
Mhm.
gave her rocks and kissed her, and then sent her home. We knew this was We knew Grant was capable of doing stuff like this. But not, I don't want to knock Grant too much, but
Yeah.
that conversation I think was just so real. And she was like, it meant a lot. And I think as the audience, we saw that meant a lot. And a lot of people are still probably still fed up with Carolina, but like, back off.
So I was fed up with Carolina at this point. The next portion, I was on her side, but one more part on this. His speech that he went into that we're praising him for, it did make me think. 'Cause he started like, "My name is Grant Robert Ellis. This, and this." It was the same cadence as Princess Bride. It's like, "My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die." You don't know Princess Bride?
No,
Dude, watch one movie. Watch
dude, we
one.
know. I don't want.
Watch
What's
a
Princess?
single movie.
Is that the one with Anne Hathaway?
No, that's
What?
Princess
She's-
Diaries.
Oh,
No, yeah.
damn. Yeah, no, it's Princess Diaries.
My name is
Anne
Inigo
Hathaway.
Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. It's incredible. Anyways, now that doesn't land. But let's skip ahead to the night portion of the group date. I want to say this before we get into Carolina drama. Zoe,
Yeah, no, good episode for Zoe.
great episode for Zoe. And Zoe,
Yeah.
hey, I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Mhm.
I genuinely mean that because she seemed genuine as hell and she kind of clocked Grant a little bit. So at one point, Grant was like, "I do like you." And she paused. She was like, "Yeah? Do you? Do you really? Because give me a fucking one-on-one if you did."
Yeah, and quote unquote, she said, because I wrote this down. She said, "Yeah, I guess."
Yeah. Yeah, I
Like,
guess.
I guess you're not really showing me, and I guess he just validated her at the rose ceremony by giving her a dang rose. But yeah, up until that point, how did Zoe not get a one-on-one? I mean, I know she stole so much time at the beginning, which then Zoe being mad at Carolina for Grant pulling Carolina is kind of wild. But I'll forgive you, Zoe, for now. But like, yeah, no, that was wild. His conversation with her at the cocktail party was great. It was very genuine. I mean, she was really close to getting the group date rose that the group date rose got canceled on. Like
Mhm.
is that 2 weeks ago or 1 week ago? I can't remember. I literally
It's all the
can't
same.
remember.
It's all the same.
It's literally all the same. This is the second episode. All of the episodes prior were one.
Yep.
But then we get to some real drama
I
think, which I want to preview one of my thoughts on this conversation. I think the amount of drinks and cocktails influenced one person's actions in this conversation they had, argument.
Unfair to start there. But
What? I was going to bring it up anyway. I'll just tease that.
So I was getting fed up with your glazing of Carolina. Obviously, we like Carolina. She's a friend of the program.
Pause.
But I wasn't firmly on her side. And I don't know if I'm firmly on anyone's side with all this. But Carolina dominated that round table. I'm going to call it a round table. I'm going to go back to Traders. That was a round. They were in Edinburgh. They're in Scotland around a table. And it was Dina versus Carolina. And Carolina just...
And Serafina popping up.
And Serafina every now and then just saying, "Hey, yeah, I want in on this." And it went the distance. But Carolina won that fight. She... bar after bar after bar, not great arguments for a lawyer, all this stuff. Carolina, and then walking away. I don't think people are going to agree with us here because I think you're on my side here. I think Carolina bodied that argument.
Yeah, she absolutely killed it. One, Dina, you're a lawyer. I'm sure you're a great lawyer, but you're hitting Carolina with like do you have free will? Like what? Come on. Like that's not a bar. Like that's not a bar. I'm sorry if you thought that was a bar in the moment. That's not a bar. I know Bachelor ABC literally did like tonight's episode at a podcast and had that. That's not really a bar. That's kind of weird. And then when she sarcastically says no, you and Serafina get upset about that. Like, oh my gosh, have a sense of humor for once in your gosh dang life. Yeah, no, Carolina.
You're getting aggressive. You're getting aggressive. Reel it back.
Okay. Whoa. This is nothing compared to with the live stream. Are you kidding me?
Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane.
I mean, my rant on the live stream was one thing. I can't redo that because that was so heat of the moment. But like when Carolina was standing up on the stairs, which also power move, she had the high ground.
High ground. High ground is
Anakin,
huge.
huge, absolutely huge. Even though Dina is pretty short, I think she's the shortest one of them left. But Carolina had the high ground, and she was like, "Let me ask you this, Dina. If he pulled you, were you going to say no?" Facts. Like Grant pulled Carolina. Yeah, was Carolina pouting a bit, and maybe she shouldn't have done that, or she shouldn't have the feelings she has, because that's what all the girls have been thinking about Carolina the whole time. She shouldn't have these certain feelings that she's having, which is wild to say that of another person in any walk of life or any reality TV or anything that's going on. But yeah, she got him with that line, and then her confessional, and when she's like, those were pretty some bad arguments for being a lawyer. That's a bar. Yeah,
That was good. That was good. And I like Dina a lot. I like Dina a lot. She lost this battle, won the war, because she's still in this thing. So Dina lost the battle, won the war.
The war's not over. That's the thing. The war is not over.
Okay, maybe. But anyways, the argument I think for Carolina is she can't win. And I think she mentioned something along these lines where when she's sad that or like isn't grateful enough, people get mad at her. And then when she's happy about spending time with Grant, people get mad at her. So she can't really win in this situation. And she was just set up to fail amongst the women. And I'm glad they hashed it out, which we'll talk about later. Because all we want is everyone to love each other. So that's good. But I did enjoy Toxic Girl Fight for a little bit. It was a very electric couple minutes on my screen.
Oh yeah. I mean, you can't look away TV for a solid, I don't know, it felt like it was 5 minutes.
It was like a 2-minute drill. It was just a 2-minute, like, whoa, this is a fight.
Boom, boom, boom. No timeouts.
Yep.
You got to spike the ball to stop the clock. Like it was back and forth. And the quote you were talking about, she was like, "I talk in the group, it's a problem. I don't talk in the group, it's a problem. I have a bad attitude, it's a problem. I have a good attitude, it's a problem." That's 4 straight bars. That's a 4-bar mic drop.
100%.
Yeah, but it was good seeing a good girl argument. That's why The Bachelor, it's different, because the guy arguments, you talked about it on Gen season, they're fun. That you get the little Sam M, you get the Thomas, you get the Sam N, like Thomas's little thing with Sam N. That drama was cool, but good old fashioned girl drama, play the hits. Play the hits. Play the hits.
I will always, again, girls are better than boys in a plethora of ways. They also fight better than us. It's incredible. They are so good. Guys fight and it's puff the chest out. We become just like animals.
Cringe.
It's animalistic. Girls fight and they're so good at it. They know where to. They're just like stealth ninjas and just like throwing little javelin punches underneath that are really gonna get you. Guys just fight just like brute force. I'm gonna punch you and nothing really lands. Girls, they can fight and incredible. They can also make up better than anybody. So fast forward, rose ceremony. We'll talk about that real quick. Good little makeup. Love to see the girlhood in action. Love to see that. And it sounds like everything's good there.
Yeah. I mean, well, are we going to get to the makeup later?
Let's do Latia's date and we'll do makeup after that.
So I have some thoughts on that.
Okay. Latia's date.
Well, I guess there's a little bit part of the group date we didn't. Dina's conversation with Grant. That was a major part of the group date.
Go ahead.
It appears to be one of the last conversations with Grant. Dina goes and tells Grant, hey, without telling him, she told Grant, like, Carolina's a problem, pretty much. Which I immediately said, not Dina manipulating Grant. Which, okay, it wasn't manipulation. I think that was a little bit of an overreaction and maybe some bias towards Carolina. Yeah, Michael. But I don't know. She was kind of weaponizing her maturity and like Grant's perception of her, Dina, to like sway his opinion of Carolina and his opinion of his relationship with Carolina in a different direction, which that's what I didn't like. And I guess now talking about how they made up and everything, if this is the first time Carolina's seeing that little conversation that Dina had with Grant tonight, that's got to hurt. Knowing that they made up, knowing that maybe they're on good terms now, this is the first time she's seeing that. Gosh, she's probably thinking that's why I went home. Because
That's a
it
good point.
realistically, that probably is why she went home. Is that Dina's conversation with Grant, because he validated her. Boom, boom, boom. This, and this. I think it was literally that conversation is the reason that Carolina went home, and that must suck to watch back as Carolina. And we're with you, girl. Like, love.
I will say this. So Dina, her opinion is probably the most important opinion on this show, more than Grant's opinion. I think Dina's opinion.
Sorry, I laughed while I was drinking water. I like choked. Oh my god.
You good?
That was so true though. Oh my god. Dude, oh my gosh! Some of my roommates are home. If I actually started choking,
That'd be
you'd
crazy.
have to like
I've been watching this live. Like
you'd have to give me a Heimlich maneuver over
that's the
Zoom.
most traumatizing thing that could ever. You just die on stream and I can't do anything about it just from here.
You can still call the cops.
Yeah,
you can call the 911 for me.
I feel so
would hope.
helpless. Well,
What
yeah.
do you mean? You tell them my address and be like, "Yo, I'm watching.
I'm watching.
I'm FaceTiming this dude. I'm on a podcast with some dude and he's choking to death."
Yeah, should I just like stop the recording or something?
Or like, do you think you guys need this for like
Yeah.
your content or something?
Anyways, Dina's opinion is the most important opinion on this show. It trumps Grant's opinion. If Grant has an opinion on a girl and Dina has the opposite opinion, Dina's opinion will win. So he mentioned a couple weeks ago that Dina reminds him of his mother.
Yeah.
Dina is his mother in this season. In the
She's
context
mommy.
of she's mommy, 100%. Dina's running the show, which again, all power to her. She's attorney, like run the show. I wonder how long this is gonna last, but yeah, Dina's opinion matters to him 100%, and we saw it here, and that's probably the reason Carolina went home.
Yeah, which hindsight 2020, with knowing they made up and everything, that's crazy. Like that's crazy.
That's crazy, as Dylan B would say. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Let's do Latia's date. Unless you got anything else there.
Yeah, no, we can do. I kind of mentioned it. Maybe some alcohol was involved in that argument. And it kind of
Alcohol's
seemed like
always
drinks
involved in this show. You can't use that as an excuse for anything.
I know, but alcohol definitely heightens the emotions, and
That's the
you're
point.
more like.
That's why they
That is
feed
so
them.
true. That is why that is the point. That's why they get them drunk. Oh my god, Love is Blind is the same thing.
Welcome to show business,
These
Michael.
people. It's kind of genius. Kind of genius.
Yeah.
I wonder if they do research of like which alcohol. No, they're not. They're not tests. They're not guinea pigs.
No. Let's
There's
do
gotta be
Latia's
some
date.
studies out there.
Latia's date. They walk around Edinburgh, do the whole sightseeing thing, try new things. Oh, look at us, we're open to anything. And then they do. When did they do the F boy face at one point? Because they did. Carolina watching that has to feel upset. That's Carolina's thing.
I timestamped it 8:28.
All right, doesn't really help me in terms of.
So 9:28 your time.
Okay, doesn't really help me in terms of where in the date they did. Was that the dinner portion, or was it throughout?
No, it's when they were walking around. I think right. It was when they were walking around, and the guy was showing them how to do a wine thing.
Oh,
he was showing
yeah, it
them
was
like
the wine.
how to appreciate it, and he was like, "Yeah, and if you go like here, and then you put your hand in your face and go like that, and then they all started going like."
He tells that joke how many times a day?
So many, but he loves it, and I love that he loves it.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. 100%.
So.
I liked it. Then they run into two little Scottish women on the side of the street, and they go, "Hey, are wedding bells in your future?" And then this is where Grant fumbled things for me. He just said, "Yeah." He said, "Yeah, there's probably wedding bells. I see that life. I see that. I see her in that situation." which is crazy to say before hometowns. Like, you are locked in there, Grant. You're reassuring these women. You're making promises that I don't know you can keep.
Yeah, that was wild, especially when the question right before they asked about the wedding bells was, "How long have you two been together?" And he was like, "A couple weeks," which is wild. It shows you how short this
Yeah.
process is.
Also, Grant
But
had the one line that is really bothering me. He said when talking about Latia, I see her as a wife. That means nothing. I see her as a wife. A wife to who? A wife to who, Grant? She gonna be a wife to? Like, of course she should deserves to be a wife to somebody. Maybe not you, but you can't say
well,
I see her as a wife.
he's respecting the Mormon faith because there's multiple wives. He wouldn't say that about Juliana. He wouldn't say that about Zoe or Carolina.
I see her as one multiple wife. Also, I think that's I, I could be wrong. Is that not like
What?
a wrong stereotype? Do they not? I don't know how that works.
Oh, what?
Do
Mormons,
they?
they actually have multiple wives? I have no idea either. I mean, maybe since the Bachelorette's canceled, we can just catch up on Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
What you think you have a bunch of wives? You get one wife. It's the way the world works.
Yeah.
Why?
Let the
I don't
record
know.
state that I thought of that joke during the live
You're
stream.
supposed to do the Schmidt line. You're supposed to say why. I don't know. But that's the best part of that entire scene. Where
I
like
don't
you get
remember
one
the
wife.
exact
It's the
line.
way the world works. Why? I don't know. But yeah, so he very much I don't know if it's leading on Latia, but he makes her feel very validated. And then Latia drops. Well, Latia talks about religion, talks about, hey, I grew up in this
Yeah.
faith. Grant talks about his religion, and hey, we're gonna have some stuff to figure out here, but I'm willing to work on this, which I enjoy that conversation. There's not a
Yeah.
lot of faith conversations on this show. I do appreciate that. Um, but yeah, it's very interesting because Latia did drop the first love bomb of the season. Not directly, but she said, I'm like something about in love. And the producer was like, well, are you? And she was like, yeah, I am. I am in love. So that is something to watch because Latia's in it deep. And I don't
hmm
know how deep Grant is in for Latia. You think Grant's more into Latia than Latia is Grant, which I strongly disagree with.
Yeah. Well, I was going to get to something else before that, but yeah, I can bring that point up
Okay.
100%. Um, Grant likes Latia more than Latia likes Grant.
Wrong.
That's how I see it. And you're saying the complete opposite, but I think Grant is so much into her, and she's into him, and I think she's falling in love with him. But like, I don't know, because I still don't see it. I don't know. Is that weird that I still don't see it with them two? Because right
No.
now, she's pretty much. We know she's end game. At least like she's at least fantasy suite locked up, barring some crazy Mormon father saying no. Right?
Yeah. Well, Final
There's no
Four,
way.
I test. I test Final Four. Who do you see it with? I only see her and Juliana.
Yeah, I think like right now, I would lock those two down as the top two.
Yeah.
Like Dina doesn't
It's
really have a
mommy.
shot.
She's mommy.
Yeah, yeah, he's gonna cut her loose when he finally wants to, get out of his cocoon.
Mom,
And
stop. I want to marry Juliana.
um,
Mom, I want to marry both of them.
Grant, we just made out. We just made out. Why are you calling me mommy?
Grant, you really got to think this one through, but I want both of them.
No, but yeah, Grant likes Latia more than Latia likes Grant. I will, okay, not die on that hill, but that's how I see it so far with just the interactions. Maybe it's production, maybe it's the editing, but I don't know.
At least
That's just
she
the
said she loves
conversations
him.
they have.
She said she loves him.
Not too in the preview for next week is she said to him, "I'm starting to fall in love with you."
Yeah,
So
but
she
she
didn't
said
already say "I love you" to him.
not to him, but she said it off camera or on camera,
That
but
doesn't matter.
off Grant.
Those
Um,
words don't matter. Those words don't matter straight up.
okay.
But one thing I do want to say about their emotional date and their, Grant was getting very deep, which was really nice. They had a really great conversation. But I can't stop thinking every time Grant gets deep and Grant starts crying, it's really hard for me to take him serious because I just think this is the guy that released Party Girls the day before his season came out, and then Party Girls just starts playing in my head. And I'm just like, is this the same dude? Are we sure this is the same? What is going on right now? That's the only thing I think of.
It is crazy. It is crazy because he's sitting there saying, "Hey, I really want to try this. I want to make this work with us." And then a couple months later,
Forget your ex, he whack. Girl, you done with that. Now you in my mansions. Put a tag on that. Forget your ex, he whack. Girl, you done with that. Brought you to the mansion. Ain't no coming back.
wait, hold up.
But he's not a player though.
Hold up.
What?
What does he say in that song there?
Forget your ex, he whack.
No, last line there.
Brought you to the mansion. Ain't no coming back.
Think about that for a second. We initially thought
Ain't
Mansion.
no coming back.
No. But the bar before that, Mansion. We
Mansion.
initially thought Mansion, as in the Bachelor Mansion. Where was the first date? Where was the first date this episode?
At a mansion castle. Castle mansion? That's I mean, he's definitely talking about the Bachelor Mansion.
Is he?
But I
though?
like what you're
where I'm
getting at.
Okay, go, just let's.
I like where you're at and where you're thinking, and if see if there's hidden clues. But I don't think he's
maybe
putting hidden
stretch.
clues in there. You know, I think it's a stretch, but I like the energy.
Okay.
But yeah, but that was kind of a mansion. It was a castle. It was a mansion, castle. Those are kind of the same thing.
Something to think about. Just something.
Ain't no coming back. Maybe they never leave Scotland. Whoa.
You're right.
Conspiracy hat.
You're right. Grant's probably not dropping Easter eggs in the songs that he posts on Instagram and then deletes. So
We need to go through the rest of the lyrics. And
yeah,
see if
we are
there's
also, again, reminder, we are the only people I think on the planet who have this song.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Because he deleted it. It's
Oh,
not
he
on.
deleted that one. That's not in Party Girls.
It's not Party Girls. It's a whole different song. People forget.
So maybe there are some hidden clues in there because there would be hidden clues in Party Girls because then it still wouldn't be up.
Yes, 100%. All right, let's finish up with the rose ceremony. What a whirlwind. So Latia and Juliana had the one-on-one dates. We knew they were safe. Then Dina. And this final rose, I know you thought it was going to Carolina because you have Carolina goggles on, but I also thought it was going to Carolina, just based off my unbiased opinion. And if it wasn't going to be Carolina, I sure as hell didn't think it was going to be Zoe. And then Zoe gets that final rose. It was This was a jaw-dropping rose ceremony. You usually get one of these, maybe a season. I don't even know if Joey's season had a rose ceremony that was like shocking. This was a shocking rose ceremony.
It's shocking because Carolina, this whole episode, and taking the Carolina goggles off, taking all bias aside, she kind of got a redemption arc, I think. At least, even if you think Dina destroyed Carolina in that argument, which some people are definitely going to think that's the case, you know, she made up with Dina right before the rose ceremony started. Whether people see that as genuine or not, it happened. They seem to have, all the beef set aside. People forget 2 weeks ago they had that moment that was like really, really special. Or last week had that moment that was really, really special. So she kind of had a little redemption arc. And like we said, Grant validated her in that moment on that group date and in the conversation at the after party.
Mm-hmm.
It's wild. And then Carolina was like, I'm disappointed, which rightfully so, because he kind of not let her on, but like said some things to make her think that he was about to meet her family. So that's a twist, but maybe it's for the best.
Yeah.
You know.
So our final four, we have Latia, Juliana, Dina, and Zoe. Quick power ranking. Do you want to go first or me? I'm assuming we're going to be in cahoots here. Number 4, Zoe.
I only have two.
Well,
I have
how?
1A, 1B, and then 2B, 2C. There's tiers.
Okay,
There's tiers.
all right, but same order, I assume. Zoe, stop me if I'm wrong. Zoe,
Zoe,
Dina.
1?
No,
At
no,
1?
I'm working backwards.
Why are we working backwards? Power rankings. Oh, 1 is the top of
Power.
the power.
You scroll through a power ranking like right up. You start at 1. Never. You start back at the dead last.
Oh, and Bleacher Report makes you go through all the ads. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Come on. So
Okay.
4, 2B, Zoe,
4 Zoe.
then
4
Dina.
Zoe, but like the fact that she's here now, it has potential to. She's like biggest buy low stock right now.
It'd be a
She
good,
hasn't had that one-on win.
good future.
Like her odds are probably the 4th best odds, but low key there's a path, 100%. Because she still wouldn't be here if there wasn't a path.
Well, yeah. Duh.
Okay, yeah, but duh. But still, I'm saying
I know
like
what you mean.
if she now somehow like had an amazing next week and then amazing fantasy suites, I could be like, Zoe's gonna win. I could still see that, and it would be like a crazy twist and crazy editing and production and like
Wild would be
that'd be wild for a
wild.
winner, but it could still happen.
Yeah. Well, okay. Anyways, what I was gonna say, power ranking: Zoe, Dina,
Mommy,
Latia, Juliana. I think
yeah.
Juliana's ahead of Latia.
I mean, it's 1A,
There's
1B.
too many
It's
barriers with
It's
Latia.
it's 1A, 1B.
Yeah.
That's a clear cutoff between 2 and 3. It's clearly
Yes.
boom, boom.
100%
Yeah.
agreed. Also, one thing I want to point out about the last rose ceremony, Grant just wearing the all white suit, wearing white to a funeral like that is crazy. Crazy.
I mean, drippy. I mean, it had to make up for his terrible outfit he had on Latia's one-on-one date when they're walking around the little festival when he had orange pants, brown shoes, red sweater, and then green coat. Who is the stylist this season and who approved that? Honestly,
Yeah.
It was crazy. 4 colors all like that? Like, come on. Like, stop. He's not Alan Cumming.
It's true. Anything else from this episode before we do our final rose and then get into the Rose Bowl?
I mean, the season's over, right? The show's over. Everybody, she had the real estate in all the ladies' minds, and I guess you'd be happy, guys.
It does look the preview.
Rest of Bachelor Nation, best of Bachelor Nation. Like, congrats, you saw the preview. That doesn't seem much.
Oh, it looks awesome. What are you talking about? Those parents are just gonna shit on Grant.
But yeah, we got the classic like Italian dad preview.
He rocks. Don't come at her dad.
No. I know he seems cool.
I don't like this bit.
Awesome.
Bad bit.
No, it's
season's
not a
over.
bit.
Season's over. Season's over. Bad bit.
It's not a bit. I'm saying they're using like the 2 lines he's probably like kind of saying as a joke to make him seem like, ooh, Italian mafia father, so scary. It's not. We know it's not. We know this every time. We say this about hometowns every single time.
Here's I would counter.
Always a letdown.
Counter argument. Yes, I and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and I got duped and I fell for the same trap that we have pointed out before. But we rarely see it from every parent. We had one line from every parent, which makes me think one of them is actually going to be mad. Usually it's one dad. It's the Nick Georges of the world where he's like, I don't know. I'm going to smoke my cigar, be the coolest human being to ever live and call you out. But he actually is super nice. Yeah, I think Juliana's dad's going to be all for it. Like typical, hey, I like you at the end. I think one of the parents is going to be skeptical and is probably coming from Latia, to be honest.
Okay. Well, they're all going to, I feel like every hometown date, the parents ask at least 1 or 2 skeptical questions or that seem harder than they are. And realistically, Grant will answer them well enough to.
I don't trust Grant enough. I don't trust Grant enough in those situations. I think we're going to have at least
Remember, he thinks in the next 5 minutes, he's going to get himself out of that situation. Whether that's going to come back to bite him in the butt later is another story. But he knows he's never going to have to meet their family again if he tells them one thing and then cast them away.
I will bite this bullet if I'm wrong, but I do not think it's going to be a straightforward hometown situation.
All right.
I think
I hope you're right.
One of them is going to be like, whoa, this is messy. I think we're going to have a little bit of mess, but
I
who
hope
knows?
you're right. I hope you're right.
Let's do final rows real quick. I think you went first last week, so I'll go. My final rose this week is going to Miss Maria Georges. She controls this franchise. She has this franchise in the palm of her hands still. So I don't know if you saw the rumor, Mike. We mentioned it maybe a little bit yesterday when we were recording
Yeah.
trader stuff. It is rumored, I don't know if it's officially confirmed, that a big reason why The Bachelorette is canceled this season is because there were hopes or talks of getting Maria as the lead, and that fell through, and it rubbed producers the wrong way, or a producer the wrong way, and they were like, screw it, let's just cancel it. And I have to tip the cap to Maria because she owns this franchise and she knows it. She's not going to settle. She's not going to settle for a situation that's not ideal for her. And I kind of have to love that about her. That's Maria. She's not going to be put in a situation that's not beneficial for her. And even if it costs us a Bachelorette season, I'm for it. And if it means improving how we do things moving forward, I'm for it. Shout out to Maria. We will always love you. You will always have a home with the BachMakers.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, if she didn't think it was good for her, then good. Like, I trust her decision and her family. I mean, I'm sure Nick had a say. I think he probably had some words of wisdom. He probably had some words of wisdom in there while smoking a cigar in the backyard.
Mm-hmm. Which, speaking
Um,
of, I'm going to plant the seed right
just
now.
get text him? Oh,
I was going to
what?
text Maria.
Oh, I thought you just got a text from Nick
Can you
as we were
imagine?
talking about him. Oh my god. I haven't actually heard from him in a while.
I know. Hope he's doing well. Shout out to Nick. Love you,
He
man.
hasn't liked any of my stories recently.
He's busy,
He
dude.
always used to. I know. He's probably not on the apps. Maybe he's not really active on social anymore. My final rose of the week. Well, okay, yeah, I know exactly who it's going to. I'm gonna tip my cap to her because you didn't, and I'm not gonna say the one thing that you wanted me to say yesterday. My kind of hot take. I'm not even putting that energy out into the world. That'll keep being bottled up.
Okay.
And if it happens, I'll smirk. Not smirk. I'll be sad, but say I told you so. But not publicly. My final rose of the week, because you clearly won't give credit to your own wise gals. It's not to Serafina, just because she was a little involved with the Carolina drama, which I wasn't a too fan of. It's to Alex. Alex just disappeared, really, which I don't think she did. Like, in the actual real life of what happened since her one-on-one, I don't think she actually disappeared at all. She's awesome, and she was definitely involved. Her relationship with Grant was probably great. But I feel like production just did not show her enough at all. She was funny when she was shown, and she was so sweet too. And I wish we just got more of Alex, and I'm sure we will. I think she is an absolute lock for Paradise.
Oh, well, yeah.
You can put the key in the lock and lock it, because she's a lock.
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, final rose to Alex. I feel like she just, after week 1 or week 2 technically, she just didn't really get the love she deserves. So she gets my final rose.
100%. And I was going to talk more about the wise gals when we do the Rose Bowl here in 2 seconds, but yeah, no, I'll save it for then. Let's bring the girls in. Let's
bring them out. Bring them out.
All right. Here we go. So, set the stage. Mike, you have a rather commanding lead in the Rose Bowl standings. You're up, I believe it's 31, you, 22, Lizzie, 21, me. I think I was behind by 1 point, something like that. We're around there. So, all things considered, I'm dead in the water because my girls are gone home. I'm hoping I can get enough points here to not get last place. So, reminder, last place, I think we agreed with it, is going to have to do some kind of dance to Party Girls until it gets, what was our number? 100,000 views? I'll
Yeah, I
doesn't
thought we agreed on 1 million or 10 million or something, but
I'll check whatever it is. We'll check, but that is what's at play here. So I need Wise Gals to get a lot of points here. That's what's at play for me. Lizzie still is in contention because Latia and Zoe are in. So you guys each have 2 of the final
Yeah.
4. So she's very much in play here. But here we go, Charlotte. Anything you want to say before we get into it?
I do want to say happy daily double week.
Oh,
We made
Daily
it.
double.
We're here. But this is a very interesting week with picks wise because I get to make the rules. So
Wow. So we're not gonna. We're not gonna like this.
We're
We're,
not-
we're gonna disagree on every single one. This is gonna be wild. Asterisk.
I
Asterisk.
don't think we're gonna.
all right. Here we go.
Okay,
So
okay. The MVP, pretty solid pick, I think.
Okay.
okay,
Latia.
All right.
Sure.
Wait,
Okay.
why is Wyatt's
it's just an
picture
old
with-
picture.
I didn't change it. I don't because I
Okay.
don't know who's whose. So
So I like
Fair.
that integrity.
Fair. This
So I
Appreciate
picked
that.
Latia because this was my issue with past episodes is I feel like whenever there was drama on group dates and stuff like that, it would always cut to the conversation with the front runner that was like, oh, like this is like the breath of fresh air conversation. Like we remember why we're watching, there's the romance, but I feel like we just haven't had that in so many episodes. But I feel like Latia is like the breath of fresh air girl. I feel like she just like comes in and you're just like, yeah, like I enjoy watching her. Like she's so pleasant, she's fun.
Daisy,
she's not
almost like Daisy.
boring.
Yeah.
Almost like Daisy, yes. So she's my MVP of the week.
Fair.
I don't
My
disagree.
yeah. Do I know my runner up or doesn't matter?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was Zoe.
Yes.
Fair.
Yes.
Fair. Yeah. No,
It
good
was
pick.
Zoe because she took not getting the one-on-one honestly like a champ.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was proud of her for not completely crashing out.
Yeah.
There's a mini crash out.
You're on a good start. You're
Yeah.
on a good
Great start.
Thank you.
I would love to see.
Good
So that's
start.
4 points right there. So it's
Okay.
daily double. So
Mhm.
these roses are worth 4 points, correct?
Yeah.
Were they worth 2 before?
Yeah, they were worth
Were
2
they worth-
before.
Oh, then yeah.
So 4 points.
Wait, and rose at the rose ceremony are 2
worth
instead
2
of
now.
1, right?
Yes. So I need some points here. Cringe of the week. Who we giving it to?
Okay, cringe is interesting. I want to say
It's over.
Oh.
I-
Wraps.
What is
That's
this
wraps
for?
for me.
there honestly wasn't a lot of cringe this episode. Honestly, like I don't think like besides I was kind of cringed out by like Carolina's whole thing, but I don't think cringe is the right word for it. Like I didn't want to watch it, but I was like, eh. But I would just thought it was kind of cringy, and she was like, ooh, like don't know what's going on under that kilt. I was like, So yeah, sorry.
I'll.
What?
I,
Why the
I
face?
just. It's wraps for me. It's wraps for me. Wise Gal's done.
Does anyone have a better cringe?
No.
I thought you were gonna do it when I saw Juliana. I thought for the whole Cinderella thing, like Cinderella can take a backseat. This is some next level type of love.
Yeah, that was also yeah. Like the kilt one just stood out to me because I was like, ugh. Like, ugh.
All right. Best dressed. I mean,
Also Juliana.
I haven't lost
the
a
pink
best
dress.
dress. Has
was-
I?
what?
It was the pink dress.
Unreal.
I
Like,
haven't lost.
You
She
sweep.
looked so beautiful in it. She looked so great. I loved the
Holy
color.
moly.
It was nice, elegant. Like that was the best dress of the episode. The second best, Latia on the one-on-one looked so good in that like
She did.
maroon
Well,
dress
because
she had
Grant-
going on.
Grant ruined it with
But-
his fit.
Oh my god, so bad. I literally tweeted like, ew, orange pants. So
You should do an honorary worst dressed and give it to
I've
Grant.
been thinking about
Every
that.
episode.
and there's always,
Can
like,
I
worst
throw in a
dressed.
worst dressed? What was Dina wearing? That little like when she during the group date, it looked like a tutu. Like it was this black dress, looked normal, and then it just like puffed out. I was like, whoa, that
Oh wait, I don't even think I noticed.
that was
I I love her, but I didn't really like Latia's dress at the rose ceremony. There was like a lot going on. It was like long sleeve, it was like maxi, and it was like ombre-esque with like
It was it was interesting.
it was like a lot. I didn't want to look at it.
all right.
Yeah.
So
Mike,
First thing I
how-
noticed, too,
I
was the
mean,
ombre.
You got 8 points here, and you already have a 9-point lead.
Well, I'd be very shocked if the villain Rose doesn't go to one of my ladies.
Yeah, so this might
Now
this-
the question is who? That's the question because I think
who do you think it's gonna be?
I would think it'd be Dina. I think that's the only right answer. Personally, you can give it to Carolina because you clearly have a bias against Carolina, but
But she
that's
just
wild.
nods. She just
I know,
nods.
but
Like, yes, I
that's
do.
wild. I think that's wild.
All right, here we go. Big reveal. Villain of the week. There
Well, it's
it
not that big
is.
of a reveal. We all know it's coming. Okay, guys.
Oh
like,
wait, but he can't get points for this
Why?
Oh
why?
because she was eliminated, right?
no,
No,
Or like she went home.
no. You
She
still
was
get points.
Oh,
It's because it's only starting lineup.
Oh.
Yeah, and everyone's starting because no one has less than or more than 5.
she just can't get any points next week. She can't be the villain next week
That's a good point.
unless Grant brings her back.
That'd be crazy. It's happened.
I completely disagree with your take, straight up. But I would love to hear what you have to say about this. But
I don't know. I've just been annoyed by her for a while now. I find her presence on the show so bothersome. And I don't know if it's just the edit. Like, I'm sure she's nice.
She is nice. She
She
loves
made a
us.
TikTok
She's a friend of the
that
program.
was a little awkward, but I'm sure she's actually a sweet girl and was under pressure. But the pouting in the corner on the group date and then being
Okay,
it's just like,
I'm with you there, but I was swayed at the night portion of the group date. Who do you think won between Dina and Carolina in that fight right there?
okay.
then who went behind the other person's back to Grant, getting her eliminated? Answer that.
Yeah.
Lawyer.
Okay. Dina's conversation, I don't know. I think my thing with Carolina is when she was getting the thing with Rose and the thing with Dina, it's like she won't hear any criticism about herself. Like, she just takes it and she won't internalize it at all. She just like spits something back. Like, she won't think like, is there any truth to what they're saying? She'll just immediately come up with something back at them and be like, if I do this, well then you do that. And it's like, we can all be a little wrong. Like, you just have to, like, she just can't accept that like she can do something wrong. And
But she can't
just,
do
like,
anything right. I would
spitfires.
argue she can't do anything right for
Yeah.
them. Every
I
time
mean,
she's
she literally
happy, they're
said it
mad. If
herself.
she's sad, they're mad. Like,
She's in a good mood. She's mad.
Because it's
In a
been
bad
going
mood,
on
it's mad.
though. They're mad because she's been annoying. Like, that's why. It's like,
People need
there's
to
just
freaking focus on themselves. It's actually outrageous how much real estate she had in every single person's mind.
including
Exactly.
it's
Charlotte.
because but they
And
don't have
mine.
like phones or anything, nothing else going on. Like, obviously they're gonna focus. They spend like 2 minutes a week with Grant. Like, they're gonna focus on the 4 other people around them, and that just happens to be Carolina, who's sucking the life out of the room. Like, sorry, it just happens. Like, she walks in the room, it becomes the Carolina show. It's annoying. Like, it doesn't mean she's a bad person, it doesn't mean they hate her, but like, it's really frustrating when someone just takes over a room immediately and it just becomes about them.
Laura.
It's
I love
annoying.
how you use the phrase Carolina show because for the last hour of this show, Michael's been referring to it as the Carolina show in a
We're the complete
positive way.
opposite. We're the complete opposite.
He's been
You
saying
have
this
the
is
Carolina
awesome.
goggles, and I have the Carolina goggles, but our Carolina goggles are a lot different.
Yep.
Because
And
you
I'm right-
clearly
I'm
have
like
a
in the
bias
middle.
against her, and I clearly have a bias towards her, which is weird. But I guess yin and yang.
I don't hate her.
Mhm.
It's just,
Yeah, we don't hate anyone on this show. We know that.
I don't hate her. I just think that one person, it's so much about her. It's too much. It's too much. And I don't know. I feel like I don't see any like that many good moments of her with like other girls. Like, you know what I mean? It's not like
You only
can
see what they
like,
wanted to show you.
well, I know, but that's okay. But that's the point. Like, then yeah, they are showing. So that's why I picked her.
Yep. All right. Fair enough. Moment of the week. This I kind of just I don't want any points at this point. I hope I don't get anything here. Wise gals are dead. Don't give me pity votes. Oh, how are we gonna double up this one?
They're both my team, so it doesn't
It
matter.
doesn't matter. They're both on Michael's team. Mike, you're getting so many points.
I liked the apology at the end.
The moment
I
with the
thought-
apology, not the fight.
Yep. It
Girlhood.
was.
Girlhood.
Girlhood.
So that was the moment of the week, but your villain. All right.
Yes.
Yes. All right. Let's.
People can change. But my runner up for moment of the week, I do want to say, was going to be when Zoe didn't get the one-on-one because I don't know if anyone keeps up with BachMakers Twitter, but I did predict it. I tweeted immediate, like 9 minutes before it happened, and I said someone that I said so. Wait, what did I say? Oh, wait, it's in the tweets. It's in the tweets. I put it there. What? What's the face?
Sorry, I'm doing math right now.
No, not you.
Michael's face?
Yeah.
What
I'm trying to watch his math. What is?
Oh. No, I tweeted. I was like, I love every week before hometowns when the girl gets a second one-on-one and then the other girl doesn't get a one-on-one at all and then crashes out. And then like the next moment, the day card came and Latia got the second one-on-one and Zoe was like crying. And I was like, I knew it. But then usually what happens is the girl will like pull the link aside and be like, why didn't you take me on one? See, there's my tweet.
Yeah.
See, I tweeted that before it happened.
You did kind of call it. I will give you that. That was solid.
Not kind of. I did call it. Well, kind of, because she didn't go home.
So kind of.
And I thought that was funny. The tweets weren't that funny this week. I don't know.
Fair. Well, team standings, Mike, you are up by 23 points.
I've won best dress every time. I've only not won villain. What, 1 week? Maybe 2 weeks. Zoe won 2 weeks? No, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I won the
She
first
did
week
win
with Bailey.
back-to-back weeks.
Yeah, she won 2 weeks.
Actually,
I
no.
won the other villain.
I had Allie Joe as one, and then Zoe was another week, and I think Zoe was one again.
She had 3? But I won with Bailey
For
too.
villain.
Oh, so I won 3. Yeah, I've won 3 and you won 3. Villains.
Since you two I'll say this. It looks like Bailey's Babes is going to run away with this because the daily double, the weekly double, whatever we called it, has given you a lot of points. You're up by 23 points.
Almost doubled my score.
Unbelievable. An unbelievable performance. Can I have the floor for like 90 seconds to talk about the Wise Gals? Because I've officially clinched last place. I will be doing the punishment. I will be doing the dance girls dance or party girls dance, whatever. So please, hey, if you're watching this video, please interact with those videos. Don't make me do this forever. Whatever the number is, I'll get there eventually, but just please interact with those videos. But can I have the floor real quick to talk about the Wise Gals? You guys allow me that?
Go.
Okay,
Yes,
thank
go
you.
ahead.
This is the problem with the situation we are in as a dynasty we're trying to build. So we've won more than anyone has ever won on this show. The Wise Gals, the Wise Guys, we win. We're a winning culture. With that comes the pressure of a target on your back. You're going to get everyone's best. We got Bailey's Babes best this season. 100%. He had the target on our back. He said, I'm coming for the Wise Gals, and said, I'm going to
care about you.
100%. You gave me the floor. You gave me the floor. You gave me the floor.
I know, but you can't.
You gave me the floor. You'll have the floor. You'll have your winning. You'll have your podium moment, whatever. So I would like to issue an official apology to the Wise Gals, to Alex, Beverly, Kelsey, Natalie, Nicey, Rebecca, Serafina, and Savannah. I'm sorry. I let you girls down. I let you gals down. And I need to do better as a coach. And the only thing this is going to do, the only thing this loss will do is motivate me. And I'm going to be back in the lab. I'm going to be watching tape tomorrow morning. And I'll be ready to come back stronger for whatever season it is. Whether it's a Dynasty League in Paradise, whether it's the Golden Bachelor, whatever it is, I will come back stronger. But these gals won't have a chance to come back. And for that, I will lose sleep over. For that, I will never be able to forgive myself for what I did. And I will hold that with me for the rest of my life, and I apologize. So, Wise Gals, I'm sorry. Thank you. Any other thoughts on our standing so far?
No, I was just trying to do the math and see if, like, Bailey on my team scored more points than Serafina, even though Serafina, like, just now got eliminated.
Shut up. What are we doing? Don't.
I think, no, because I think the math is there. And I think because
let the dead be dead.
Best dressed and villain and moment and cringe.
Let the dead die, please. Thank you. All right. Anything else this episode? We ready to go? Get out of here?
Tweet, yeah.
Cool. Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for watching, everyone. We will see you guys next week. Look out for traders and potential interviews coming up. So subscribe to the channel. Join our Patreon if you want to. And we'll see you guys next week. Peace. Thanks for watching this episode of BachMakers. If you enjoyed today's episode, please consider joining our Patreon page linked in the description below. It's $5, cup of coffee, and it helps support us a ton. Thank you, and maybe we'll see you next week.
Yeah, and from next week on the BachMakers, we shave Wyatt's head off.
Maybe. Only one way to find out.
By tuning in.
That was implied.
Back to you in the studio.
And cut.
Thanks, Julianne.